Next up is, I'm not gonna say everything I'm gonna say about this person because I'm gonna share it for a little bit later, but she is the VP of both of my companies, and she is an amazing woman, and I am so blessed to have her in my life. Please welcome up Jessica Adams.
I came into Divergent U after having already experienced nearly 5 years of Divergent leadership in Hoop Brothers. Before Sam had the thought to open up Divergent U, he built Hoop Brothers and his team through Divergent leadership and teaching. Hoop Brothers operates from values first, then goals, and then processes, and always has. Sam values the person first. Coming from the telemarketing background and having been in that toxic environment, this concept was entirely new to me. I remember about a year after he first hired me, Sam was at an event in Chicago. We were supposed to be covering with videographers. It was a mess, he was stressed, I was stressed. The next morning, I was so upset and stressed and had so much anxiety from that entire night before that I was in the process of writing an email to Sam that I wanted to resign. Sam happened to call me in the process of me writing this email, and then spent the next 25 minutes apologizing for the level of stress that the event brought to both of us, that he recognized it wasn't healthy, and that we shouldn't operate events like this in the future, and really making sure that I was okay. I got off the phone, and my husband, who was sitting next to me, was like, did that just happen? Did he literally just call to make sure you're okay? And I was like, yeah, while I slowly started deleting my email in the process. A year later, Sam offered me the VP spot and equity in the company. So coming into Divergent U, I was already very familiar with the Divergent U model. I knew that it worked. I believed in it, and I was clear on what I wanted to contribute to the world and who I wanted to be. What I didn't realize, I didn't know, was how I wanted to be. I remember the first time that Sam asked me that question. Jess, how do you want to be? I didn't even understand what he was asking me, and low-key kind of panicked because I couldn't think of a single response. What I realized then in our one-on-one meetings in Divergent U is that although goal setting was awesome too, and my competitive nature loved the concept of setting goals and crushing them, I was pretty disciplined in setting goals and holding myself accountable and getting them done. So I didn't really need the additional accountability and support from a goal-crushing standpoint. What I needed support and accountability in which Sam and Divergent U provided, was in evaluating my pulse test. Really being present and checking in on how I'm feeling and taking the time to address those feelings. It brought to the surface how negligent I've been in taking care of myself and not being intentional with the way that I approach my day or my tasks and not giving myself boundaries from a mental health standpoint. I'm now much more attuned to how I'm feeling and have put habits in place that holds myself accountable to not neglect that aspect of my well-being. 2 of the words I said in every one of my pulse tests were that I want to be inspired and I want to inspire others. Being inspired was easy. My classmates, their successes, accomplishments, growth, and the bravery they exemplified, 10s across the board. I'm so incredibly lucky to have been surrounded by so many amazing souls, and I'm so inspired that I'm raising my son, Jalen, in a world where I now fully believe that all these possibilities are a reality. Divergent U makes being inspired really easy. But evaluating whether I was inspiring others was far more difficult. In our last class, Sam had us do an exercise in which we chose words to describe our classmates and then presented them with the words and the meaning behind it. When it was my turn, my classmates blew me away with the words they chose for me and their reasons. My pulse test words kept showing up. Inspiration and inspired kept coming up. I cried a lot. And then I felt such a level of pride and accomplishment because I recognized in myself the growth I had had, but now I realized my classmates saw it too. They saw me. So I encourage all of you to take time to ensure you're being how you want to be, not just who or what you want to be. Thank you to my classmates, and thank you, Sam.